Welcome to Front Row with Michael J. Curtis.
Boss of all boss.
A podcast where we dive into the world of pop culture, politics, entertainment, and more.
What's going on, y'all? It's Michael J. Curtis. I am your host. I have here with me. They can see you. I have here with me a number of guests today. We're going to actually, let's make sure we got everybody where they need to be. Y'all ready? Come on, because I got a lot going on here.
Mama got the stuff on here.
Come on, scoot closer to me, Serita. Scoot closer to me so they can see you.
I'm coming on over.
Okay. Can you scoot in? Get close. Get real nice and close. We have a number of people here with us. I have the coaches. Here. We're going to cheer on that one. The coaches are here. We have another guest here with us. We like to celebrate her. She's going to bring her in now. I call her Milwaukee's own Phaedra Parks. She has several jobs. She's been featured in Milwaukee Magazine. Did I say that right, Robin? She has articles about herself. She's booked and she's busy. She sings in her spare time. Jack of all trades, Jacqueline of all trades. Miss Robin Reese. Everybody give her a hand.
Hey.
That's good. Welcome, Robin.
Hey.
What's going on? You know what? A lot's been happening this week. A lot's been happening this week, and it's Monday. A lot's happening down at Midtown off of Capitol. Midtown. You here? Midtown. I don't need you there because you're here. You okay? Midtown Town Center. I want to get right into it. We have a lot to cover, but we should first talk about the two that were injured after this altercation. Apparently, they call it Club Midtown.
Club Midtown going down.
These scoundrels, as I like to call them, Robin. I call them scoundrels. Yes. Hoodlums. Gutter snipes.
Got no home training.
All the above.
They were down at Midtown, and one of the neighborhood watch, I like to call it the neighborhood watch, she nominated herself. They didn't vote for her. She nominated herself, and then she recorded this video. Take a look.
Bro, dog. There was like 1,000 cars in Midtown, and now they're fucking having a shootout. Dog.
Have you called 911 yet?
No.
She said no.
Police were already up there.
Do you hear this?
That's insane.
These are bullets.
That sounds like 4th of July. I'm just ready to say that.
These are bullets.
Oh, it's a lot of them.
Who are you shooting at?
Right.
I am.
If they're handguns, most of the bullets should not reach this far.
I know, this is so sad. There's gonna be so many.
Listen, you can hear cars.
I know, I was hearing it for a long time. I was sitting out here.
I can't believe that.
It's the caption for me.
Listen.
OMG.
Oh my OMG. Because my question, this is neighborhoods all around Midtown.
Right.
It's businesses maybe on, what is that? Is that the east side? The east side of the street, like along that street, there is a
on Fond du Lac.
Yep. Shout out to Till 365 in the middle of this. I'm sorry, I didn't point them out. Till 365, women's violence. We'll talk about that in a minute. But you have these families in the residential housing that's to the west of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you got KFC and over there and Taco Bell and all that,
Right,
and all the Culvers or whatever. But then, like right in front, it's a church where US Bank at to the south side. There's a church, and then there are more apartments.
Yes, to the south.
A lot of people live over there.
It's a lot of people. So here's my question: where were these bullets going?
Right.
And who is shooting at who? Because they never ran out of bullets.
Right. So like, what kind?
They had so many. They had like, if you see, I saw some clips and some pictures. They were literally walking around with guns that they shouldn't even have on the street, like assault rifles. Clearly, they automatic weapons. So those weren't like single shot handguns. Those were like military grade, going multiple rounds going off at a time.
Let's be clear. There has been legislation, right, to ban automatic. Those are semi-automatic, the same guns that we're hearing going off in this video in a residential area. There has been legislation to ban these type of weapons. Assault, meaning they're used to kill people. That's why they call it assault, right?
Well, it's military grade. So basically, because it's basically for military purposes. And of course, we know now how things are going in the world. People are trying to make sure they have all their ammo and everything too, for just in case. But this is not a just in case situation.
No.
Oh, and that was another point that I heard someone say earlier. I can't remember if it was the council president, because I watched their press conference, but someone made the point of, since the pandemic, well, even the pandemic, but all the Black Lives Matter and all the stuff that was going on last year, all the protests, there's been a shortage on ammunition, like for a year now. Like you can hardly get bullets. Going to the gun range, they tell you to save your bullets, use the fake bullet because you will not be able to get them. So I'm like, how they out here got all these bullets to just be spinning in the air?
The gun snipes has somehow located the gun locker.
Maybe they bought them up.
They did buy them up because if you remember, there was this race war that was being teased.
Exactly.
And they were telling everybody to make sure they armed themselves. Not just, all races, because they were saying
everybody.
Trump supporters, let's be honest here. Trump supporters were saying they were going to, turn the country upside down if Trump didn't win. Exactly, as if we didn't have a military. And so some of them were military, so that's maybe why they didn't take it seriously. But you have that going on, and now you have the shortage of bullets, and these fools are sitting in the parking lot shooting at each other like they ain't standing 2 feet away.
And I don't even know, and that's the thing I have yet to hear or confirm. Nobody can get, because nobody's talking. The police don't have any suspects. They don't know who were shooting guns. They're still trying to test. They're trying to test and see if it was more, how many guns, they got to gather the bullets and see how many different guns were fired. But they said they didn't really get any phone calls. So even with all that sound, you heard on the video you just showed, did you call 911? What did the girl say? No. She was on live or on her little video, but she didn't call the police.
That's an issue. Now that's a real epidemic.
Yeah.
Like we
nobody calls
happening and nobody calls the police. Now I do remember when the police the MPD had a 2-hour wait, and you would call the police and they'll put you on hold. I heard. How did 911 operator put you on hold? I don't understand.
Oh, I'm a experience of that one right there.
I don't get it. I don't understand how you the 911 operator saying you're dying, please hold. Do not.
So what I was saying though, I don't know if it was an altercation, if they were shooting at each other, or if they really were just firing these guns in the air and somebody accidentally got shot. I don't know if it actually was a fight. I think they were just showing
there
out.
were 2 victims.
Yep.
There were 2 victims. There was a who?
A 21-year-old man and a 23-year-old man were shot and recovering in the hospital.
So 2 children, 21 and 23. I consider that still young, right?
My son is 22. Those are definitely children.
Right,
children. So 2 children were at Midtown. I can't say where were the parents because technically, by law, these people are grown.
Right.
So. Yeah, by law. But
I called listen, as soon as I knew all that was going on, the first thing I did was hop on the phone and call my son and said, where? He said, now, mama, I wouldn't be up there. I said, I'm just making sure.
Now, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie to you. I was at home going, it don't sound too bad.
Club
I'm not gonna lie to
Midtown.
y'all. I thought about it, right? You know, I'm from Burleigh. I didn't think about it. I was like,
You thought about riding down Fond du Lac?
right. Look at me. I'm like, let me go to make my way to the club in town. Everybody else, I don't want to be left out. I didn't want to be left out. I'm glad I got left out now, though.
No.
I'm glad about it now. But
No,
I thought
'cause you
about it.
know
I ain't
what?
gonna lie to you.
I don't know how many videos you saw, but I saw some videos and it probably was people just like that. And they were like, oh, they shooting. Oh my God, get me out of here, get me out. Like, oh, you was trying to kick it, now you trying to run.
Exactly.
Hey,
Bringing the
I saw
90s
the
back.
statuses. I saw the statuses like if you was over 25 at Club Midtown, you should be ashamed of yourself. I'm like, shoot, I almost.
Like, you,
About to be ashamed of yourself.
I wasn't gonna be ashamed. Watch me. I was gonna have videos. I was gonna be live telling y'all
you
how
was
to
gonna
shoot
be out
shit
your
down.
car.
Right. Y'all would have had a video of me running on live. Ah! They shooting. Y'all know I ain't been to Burleigh in a long time. I would have been screaming. Ah! Ah! I would have been screaming. Oh my God. But that's too much. How are they?
Driving
What
around
does
in
the
circles.
article say?
Hasn't said anything.
They're still
Just says
recovering.
they're
They said it
recovering.
on the news this evening. That was the same.
Mhm.
But so it's not life threatening. None of their injuries were life threatening.
Mhm.
This is interesting to me because I thought that that definitely, I'm so sick of them box meals. I thought that definitely, I can't kill enough of them. It seems like. I thought that definitely was something very interesting to see people actually go to a parking lot and somehow from your car to another person's car, you seem to have created a problem in a parking lot.
They started at the lake.
Wait a minute, these fools came from the lake to Midtown?
Well, see,
So I didn't know that until earlier, and I started seeing live videos. So I guess when the lake closed, when the lake shut down, then they went up to Midtown.
Because you know, sheriff don't play. At the same
Yeah,
time,
the lake closed at 7, 8
you
o'clock.
got to go.
I got to get up from out of here. Yeah.
I left from over at the lakefront at 10. It was still open.
Mm.
Yeah. So they must have just finally started.
I think when it got dark, I think they moved on up into the city. But they were fighting down there and carrying on too.
I'm gonna kill that thing so bad. I feel like how I was watching Married to Medicine and there was a bee in Dr. Heavenly house and they was getting ready to eat dinner. And this thing ain't did nothing all day. I'd have been down here for at least 2 hours. I ain't seen nothing, and here it go.
Because of light.
I hate that thing. I hate them. I don't know where they come from. They come every season. I'm sick of them. But anywho, natural life, nature. I love nature. Anyway, so I'm hoping the kids stay okay.
Yeah.
I'm hoping the kids stay okay. Robin, keep your cousins from Midtown, okay?
I'm gonna try. You know they hard headed.
Very much so. Listen. I thought a few of mine was probably up there. I ain't gonna tell you those stories.
I think 300 bullets should be enough to keep all of them from up there. Somebody should be scared.
Yes, the news said as they were looking at the scene that the police had confirmed over 300 shell casings. Over 300.
And counting.
And counting. Who y'all shooting at? Y'all was that bored?
And why are you just letting clips off like it's just
like
fun?
It's nothing? It was fun for
And
them.
what goes up comes down. They gotta land somewhere. So it's probably bullet holes in cars, in buildings, windows. So we only got the 2 people that we know that were hit, but I'm sure some property and other stuff was damaged.
And then where are those guns licensed? Don't they know that those do come
Oh, ain't no license now.
Oh.
Well, after they do all the forensic stuff, who knows if there's any kind of, on the actual guns itself, like the serial numbers and all that stuff like that. Who knows if any of that's still there?
Yeah, they broke Midtown up, okay? Guess who else broke up?
Who?
Bill and Melinda Gates.
Oh,
Can
yeah.
y'all believe that? Oh my God. I would think they was gonna be fighting over money, but they give their money away. So
when you got that much money,
they give it away though. They don't even keep a lot of the money.
I mean, they was able to give it away because they made a whole lot.
Yes.
Then they had enough to put in the foundation, but the foundation money ain't got nothing to do with the personal money.
But that foundation is where they put a lot of their money though.
They do.
So think about this. Oh,
I'm already knowing.
Okay. There have been a number of COVID divorces. Are we counting this in the COVID divorces? Is this a COVID divorce?
I would count it as a COVID divorce.
You're gonna count it as a COVID divorce?
But they were speaking on getting divorced a long time ago.
They were speaking on getting divorced a long time ago.
Right.
Well-
So COVID, I think that COVID drove everybody to the edge because when you had to just be with them all that time, you couldn't go nowhere. you
You
had
right.
no choice. You know what? We're not gonna be able to work this out.
We ain't gonna be able to do this. I thought she was cool when I had to go to Africa from time to time, but now you
Right.
just getting on my nerves. Like I don't even
Right.
know. She didn't know Bill wore them shoes everywhere. She's sick of it.
Exactly. That kind of came up with Will and Jada. They didn't get the divorce, but it was people were talking. It's like, well, how do you not know a person and you've been with them that long? I said, well, the careers they have, they're not always in the house like that. Now they're forced to be in the house with each other 24/7. And
That's
you
a-
like, is that how you choose?
See, my thing though is that you're in a big house. So if you on the west wing, I'm on the east wing. We don't need to see each other. We can meet up in the kitchen every now and again.
I don't
You know,
I think the pandemic just changed that all because you was just in there. You don't want to stay on your side. You want to see some different scenery. That's on the other side of the house.
Yeah.
We flip the coin and switch. Then you go over that
She
side,
like,
and then
dang.
go over here.
He got the good bathroom on his side. She want to go over there.
Like you just gonna
You
sit
know.
there. You just gonna sit there and blink like that.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You sick. You tired of him breathing in your direction. It's a lot going on. It's a lot when you have to sit there every day with the same person all the time.
But Will and Jada said they learned about each other.
Will and Jada said they learned about one another.
Did. She
Well,
said
you
that
know,
They learned about a few other
Yeah,
people.
because
too. They learned about a few others. They learned about a few others
a
too.
lot about each
Mhm.
other during this COVID pandemic.
a lot of entanglements.
They learned about a few other people. Shoot,
Wait,
bro.
was the August was red table during the pandemic?
Red
was that
Table,
before?
I think, was during the pandemic. Baby, that was fresh, hot.
Entanglement was in the pandemic.
You know what? Angela Yee got that interview. And Angela Yee got the Quando Rondo interview as well. That girl be working.
Yep.
She be working. She got that interview where he told it. He said, how you just get on TV and say you were sleeping with somebody's wife? How do you do that?
Apparently very easily because he had a song coming out.
And made a whole album about it.
Promo.
He said, oh, y'all thought R. Kelly was something.
Listen, let me tell you something. I didn't listen to that boy until the red table. I went and listened to all the records. Now I'm a fan.
He said, I need to know.
I need to know what's going
Like
on.
I told him, August showed up looking like October at first. He showed up looking like October at first. And then once she was nursing him back to health, he got to looking more like August.
Mhm.
And then once that August kicked in on her, it was over.
They
I'm
got
telling you.
entangled.
Hey, they got all wrapped up. Speaking of wrapped up, Miss Serita,
Yes, sir.
you were on with my brother, my good friend. I would say sister show, but that's my bro, so brother show.
Mm-hmm.
Brother to the show, Mr. Slick Talk with Scales, right?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Scales himself. And my people, Don,
Yes.
and the girl on the balcony,
Yes.
and Cam Beats,
Yes.
and all of those people. And you had a discussion
I did.
about your personal life.
I did.
And it seemed to strike a chord.
It did. You know, I went in there, on the court of, talking about my life and just, explaining, because the question came up, how was I able to get through some of the mental health concerns that I had going on in my life? And so the biggest one being going through depression, anxiety, and also suicidal as well.
Right.
And so the question came up, what were you able to do or what helped you not go and actually just complete the task? And when I was asked that, I said, for myself personally, it was 3 things that helped me. And the 3 things were my children. And I said, because I knew that with all that going on, that their father wouldn't be able to take care of them. Not knowing that me saying that was taken in a different direction of where I was going with when I said.
Well, what was your direction?
The direction of where I was going is, as a mother, these are my children.
Right.
I carried them for 9 months. No one's going to have the same feelings. No one's going to have that same maternal instinct to take care of them the way that I do.
Exactly.
was not, going in the lines of disparaging anyone's parenting, their skills, any of that nature.
Right.
However, a couple days later,
yeah,
I found out that it was taken in a different context.
Right.
And I'm in a space in my life where I'm love and light. I'm not trying to go back on to old things, old situations. And I thought everything was okay.
Yeah.
And that was the accord that I was on.
Right.
But apparently that was not the case, where I was contacted by a couple of his family members along with him.
Yeah.
Stating that they didn't like what I had to say. Or I responded back saying that, number one, this is my story. This is my truth.
Right.
This is my life.
Exactly.
I'm very comfortable in speaking my truth.
Right.
I don't come out and I don't bash anyone. And to be honest, because I went back to my maiden name, a lot of people don't even know who my ex-husband is. So therefore,
because you weren't like Tina. You didn't want the name.
I didn't want to keep my name.
That's all Tina wanted was the name.
That's all Tina wanted was her name.
Tina's fine with that, but Serita did not want her name. Serita wanted to go right back to being a Valmond, and I was okay with being a Valmond because I was Valmond for a long time.
Right.
And so my thing is that, when it comes down to it, I said what I said.
Right.
I stand on what I said.
Right.
And when it comes to it, I'm not responsible for how others interpret what I say.
Exactly.
They only respond, basically based off of their level of understanding. So if you have not contacted me in multiple years as far as for trying to talk to me about things, I don't understand why now there's a disconnect. And then I have to go out of my way to go ahead and have a conversation that I feel never had to be had in the first place.
Yeah.
And I mean, like I said before, I didn't say anything negative about his parenting. And, quite honestly, when you're in a situation where your mental health is out of whack, it's out of balance, you may, your rational thoughts you don't have rational thoughts.
Right.
You're basically just thinking of anything that you can to be able to go ahead and just kind of make your way through. And for me, that's what I did. And so the part that really just kind of threw me was that then he decided that he needed to make a dissertation at the bottom of one of the posts of where it was reposted, stating that, hi, I'm the husband, I'm the ex-husband, bringing attention to himself. And then listing out all the things he's done as a parent, which I feel, number one, you're supposed to parent. And when you're saying these different things and playing the tit for tat, I didn't do any of that. I never even said your name. And literally, he put the actual timestamp of when I said it in his notes of the dissertation. I mentioned him for 10 seconds out of a 20-minute conversation. I didn't say anything first.
He wanted you to say his name, girl. He wanted some shine.
But then you hear me. He shut up and said, I am the ex-husband. He said, I'm the one she referenced just in case she's wondering.
Right.
Yeah, at 1:37 seconds.
Yes.
That was me she was talking about.
That was me she was talking about.
At 24:30 to 25, whatever the case was.
That was me.
And I'm like, we're not talking about you. I mean, why are you bringing your ego into this?
Right.
And making yourself feel, and of course, granted, you're entitled to your own feelings. I can't take that away from him. He can feel how he wants to feel. Yeah. But the where I was coming from with the standpoint was, I'm a mother. No one's going to be able to take care of these kids the way that I take care of them. Point blank, period. I don't care if you get remarried. I don't care whatever you do. That person's still not going to be Serita.
And that's fair, right? Because I think, we have two mothers here, another two, we have three mothers, but really another two. I think any mother would say that.
Absolutely.
I don't know any mother that wouldn't say that. I don't. And to me, it was shocking because you literally pulled so much energy out of something that really didn't require a lot from you. It just took 2 words. Right. And you just mustered all your energy up to write. When she said it was a dissertation, she ain't lying. It was a book.
But to me, that shows guilt that you're, even though that's not even what she was on. She wasn't even on that. But the fact that you had to come back and write a dissertation, you're trying to convince yourself.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
That it's not.
Absolutely.
Exactly. And thing is too, number one, we're not Facebook friends. You couldn't even at me on it because we're not friends.
Yeah.
So he had to actually spell my, he had to put my name in there, and it was brought to me.
Regina said someone, Regina said someone feels guilty. Someone feels guilty.
Yes, and that's the thing.
Someone felt guilty. Yeah.
Very guilty. Like how did it have to go through basically 2 other people to get to me?
Yeah, because
which shows how hard you were really trying to get your information out there. Right. So I just wanted to bring that up, just to basically clear the air, to be like, number one, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be here. I share my story for a reason. The reason why I share my story is because I want people to know that number one, they can be able to move forward from being suicidal, that they do have something to look forward to on the other side of that. And not to mention, that's part of what I do as a chronic pain coach. I'm helping people, to be able to go ahead and get back to enjoying their lives again. Because when you're going through something that traumatic, there's not that many people that are able to understand where you're coming from, where you've been. And so that's my thing.
A lot of times it's clear that God makes clear when people should like stay out. Just in case you were thinking about it, he sends you a reminder. Little situations like this, and it shows you what's going on. Another person had a little chip on the shoulder. He wanted to get off today, y'all. David Banner weighs in on the hip hop industry, jacking the Migos style while showing lack of appreciation for Southern influence. What do you think, people?
David Banner
says this. I thought David Banner
when the last album he put out?
He put that workout song out.
No, he got
he put something by.
He has Godbox 1. He has Godbox 2 about to come out as well.
I'm talking about what year? When was that? Was it in the 20s?
I don't even remember, because the last time I remember him really being like mainstream was when 106 in Park was out.
That's what I'm saying. He supposed to be like an activist now and what have you, right?
I thought that was his gig now.
Yeah, and he's definitely been doing a lot of production work though too. So he's been producing like everybody's songs in the background.
I love it. And he has a podcast. It's actually pretty good.
Yes, it is.
It's really I
like David.
Yeah, I like him. But are we saying that the Migos are giving influence now? Who would we put after the Migos?
I'm probably too old to know some of their names, but any of them little people.
I should have had another rap, right? I need another young rap artist in the comments.
Look, I'm like,
Scales will be able to answer.
I'm like a little chicken.
I have to ask Scales. Scales, who are we putting behind the Migos?
Right, like, do I need to message him real quick? Like,
where they're being an influence.
Right, I'm like, we need to bring a millennial in.
Yeah, I have not heard an artist that I am going to say the Migos have influence. I don't really think the Migos have that unique a style. Do we think so?
I mean, I feel like they're actually, honestly, they're copying off of other people though. Just keep it real.
I kind of feel like that. I feel like they're the ones that have been influenced versus the ones that are influencing. Now their fashion.
Wait, who are the Migos? Is that who Cardi B husband is?
Offset, yes. Take off.
Okay,
I had to be mama. Oh, you sounded just like somebody, mama.
Yes,
Robin. Oh my God.
Sweetie, right? Sweetie.
trying to get them together. Is that the one?
Right. Sweetie yesterday.
Like, oh, you sounded just like somebody's mama. Like, oh.
I had to make sure I had the right group.
Lily says their style is for me. Listen, I think their fashion makes more of an impact than their music. And maybe that's just me.
I think they baby mamas make more. Forget it.
You know what?
We gonna let you have that one.
Right.
The shade is real.
Right, like
the other influences, but a real influence that has been made is by Shaquille O'Neal's own son. Shaqir O'Neal, that's real unique. Shaqir O'Neal commits to Texas Southern University to change the narrative around top-ranked schools. So basically, instead of going and taking those scholarships or different things, taking those scholarships or different things, or going to another, like more a school where they feel like they would be more noticed. They could be with a team that's more noticed. The other said, she said the baby mamas, yes. Instead of going to a team where he can get more notoriety, I guess he felt like, I'm an O'Neal. I don't necessarily need a mainstream school kind of like, or maybe like a not a
I'm gonna
mainstream
make
school.
this school mainstream. Like I like
Yeah,
that.
I don't necessarily
I like
need
that
that. I
mindset.
have the name, and that's kind of how I think he was, right? But like, I think it was more. I have the name. I'm on a national television show. My mother's Shawnee O'Neal. My father's Shaq. He's on, he's on a syndicated show. I don't necessarily need to go to, your universities of North Carolina, Charlotte, or I don't necessarily
Yeah,
need to go
the known basketball schools.
yeah, I don't necessarily have to go to an Ivy League or Ivy League school or anything like that to get notoriety. I can go to this HBCU and bring it the money and bring it the notoriety that it needs.
And that it deserves.
Yeah, I like that.
I think that's fair. Here's a question I have about HBCUs though. And I've always kind of questioned. It's a HBCU, it's historically Black college and university, but our students are still leaving with the same mountain of debt that they would be leaving any other school. How do we fix that?
You know who else did the same thing?
Who?
Percy Miller.
Master P. Master P son.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't going to HBCU.
Yeah, I mean,
he went to USC.
Raise some more money and give them some more grants. Some of those people that left those schools that actually made a name for themselves that are successful to, and not to say that they're not contributing, but I think there's ways to do it. I just recently learned that North Carolina A&T has a real estate foundation, which I was like shocked by, and it's been around for years. They literally have this foundation. They build all the campus housing, but they also do development in the city to be able to bring money back into the school. I don't know that that's necessarily going to the students per se, but to keep the school from having a lack of funding. But I think HBCUs need to be a little more innovative. And then, like I say, for alumni that actually have made a name, made good income to come back and give more grants so that the kids don't have to take out that much money. But typically they're going out of state, so that's a big cost in itself.
You know what they can do? You know what they need to do? This is what they need to do at HBCUs. They need to bring back on BET College Hill and put that in. The first real fight I saw on TV was from College Hill. The first Black male gay scandal I saw on TV wasn't from MTV's Real World. It was from College Hill, Atlanta, with old boy. What was his name?
I don't remember his name.
You remember that? Robin, you remember that?
No, I remember the Real World, the first Real World. I don't know if I ever even saw College Hill, but we don't need to have them fighting on TV.
I don't want them to fight.
Then next thing you know, next thing you know, Jackson State looking like Midtown.
You know what? I don't need Jackson State to look like Midtown, but they could show Jackson State in reality TV. It was really good. They didn't fight in all of them. That was the islands. What was that? The Virgin Islands?
Yeah,
that was Virgin Islands that fought. All of them did.
But you mean for them to bring money to have the show and then they get the money
to bring money to the school? I think that would be a very good idea to have this show, bring some money to the school. I think it would make money, but the executives over at BET, they're making somewhat of good decisions now, but we'll talk to y'all in a minute.
Also, too, I was going to mention, going back to us talking about the alumni, there was the one alumni that's I think he actually might be a billionaire that actually did take care of Clark Atlanta. I think it was like a couple.
Right, it has happened. Yeah.
So it's something that has.
Did they pay him? Did he pay it?
Yeah, he paid their tuition off.
The last report was that he hadn't sent the check yet. He sent the check.
Oh, he said he was gonna do it, and he didn't.
The last report was that he didn't send the check.
Oh Lord.
He made a pledge.
Okay, we got another check.
About that part. Okay, well, let's go to Wiz Khalifa. Let's go back to Wiz Khalifa then.
Exactly.
Wiz Khalifa just took care of it.
Thank you. Cardi B paid some few folks to Nicki. We're going to leave him out of the conversation until we know for sure, because I don't believe he paid off their stuff. College Hill was good. Going to College Hill was good, but speaking of fights, in Washington, D.C., right, the Senate Democrats and the Senate Republicans are fighting over the voting rights strategy where you have Republicans in the South, conservatives, I should say, in the South, who are looking to restrict the lawmakers who are restricting voting in states like Florida, states like Georgia. I believe there's some other states. Give me more. Anybody who knows them.
Southern states
are restricting the voting. What do we say to that, Robin Reese?
About restricting? I mean, that's been out there.
You know, Joe Manchin, they never know where he is on situations. And so now they're a little scared that they may not be able to pass this voting rights bill. So they're going through the agony of that. But I feel like this is something they should be able to do with no issue.
The fact that we're talking about voting rights in 2021 is like insane.
But you have to understand, this is history repeating itself. If you know your history, back in a number of years ago, back in North Carolina, there were actually Black Republican lawmakers. What happened is those white countrymen who didn't like that stormed the Capitol, assaulted those members, those lawmakers. They killed most of them, and some of them were able to flee. And actually, the first state to enact laws like Jim Crow laws was a state like North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were voting restrictions were entered simply because they did not want Black people to vote. So understand what's going on here. We have Black people that have voted at a record pace, right? In places like Atlanta. We have voting that they're going to see this change. We have ex-convicts that are not ex-convicts, people that have been released from prison. And Florida, in a referendum, has made it possible for them to vote. Florida then puts, because they're scared, Republican lawmakers then put restrictions on people who, still have restitution to pay, that they won't be able to vote. So they put that law into action. So you have all of this happening, and we still have people in Washington, D.C. who are fighting over getting a bill passed to make sure that everybody has equal access to voting.
In 2021.
In 2021.
2021.
Absolutely.
2021.
2021. Yeah, and so then you have people who question. They say, well, why is it that people think Republicans are racist? And it is not because everybody walking around with a KKK hat. It's because of things like this as a reaction of the voting of people of color. It's because of things like this. It's because of your reaction to when everybody has access to the voting booth and you don't want certain people to have it. So what you
because that gives those people the control.
Yes.
And then you get people like Trump out of office, and then you see where the numbers were and who voted and how that happened. So we need to try to change that.
Yes.
Going around with Trump 2024 on their car.
Well, that man ain't running for president. Their signs up, like when I go and drop my kids off, and take them to school. There's like these big, huge Trump signs, and I'm like, my daughter, they was like, Mom, they lost. Why are they still? I'm like, baby, I don't know.
They are dead serious.
I'm like, they're serious about it.
Yes, they are dead serious.
Very serious.
Speaking of crooks,
you know what?
I do want them to give him his Twitter back.
You know what? I'm okay with him not having a Twitter.
No, I'm saying that jokingly, but I know he going crazy because he be tweeting every 5 minutes.
He is so mad. That's
he got something to say.
His publicist, the office of the former president. He's so extra. He is extra and thirsty. Office of the former president, right? He sends out press releases very often to news outlets that in Florida are saying he was never sending them this many press releases before. He's never sent it. He didn't do it when he was president. He didn't do it any other time. And they're really
tweet.
I feel like we need a button on one of these. What one can we get him?
Which one can we get? So he can't.
Okay, sorry.
I felt it was needed.
Yeah. So he can't do it, and now he's sending out press releases as a replacement to his Twitter feed. But they were supposed to be coming out with their own little hidden type of social.
Well, they did, but it wasn't enough people. He couldn't garner the following that he had on Twitter. And then they said he never even got an account from what I heard. People were saying he had one on there, but he never even actually set up an account, or not an official one at least.
Yeah, because he never connects himself with things that fail.
Exactly. He's probably on there right now tweeting.
Whatever y'all better watch out. He's gonna be on Clubhouse one of these days.
That's what it is.
Speaking of, I wonder if he is.
Is he on Club? If he
I don't
ever
know.
gets on Clubhouse, it's over.
Right.
It's done. But Clubhouse ain't gonna let him on.
I'm sure you would have heard about that.
Oh, we definitely would have heard about that.
Somebody gotta invite him.
They better not invite him over to Clubhouse. Now, this is the bad part. I'll be listening. Like, what do you say? Like how you don't like somebody, but you watch their live.
Right, I want to know.
I don't do it, but I know there are people that do.
Right.
Hello, how y'all doing?
Hey, hello. I know this is gonna get passed around, so hey.
This is hello. Say wave hi to your haters, Robin.
Right. Hi, haters.
How you doing?
How y'all doing? But no, so at that point, I'm just not understanding why people in it. But you know what? Another successful crook, Birdman, was on
You know what?
Birdman.
Oh, now we ain't gonna.
I ain't gonna
We
play with
can't
his
do
name.
baby like that.
I ain't gonna play with his name.
Put some respect on his name now.
Right, because he'll come through. And I'll be like, Birdman, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it.
Oh no.
I didn't mean it. I didn't. I'm sorry. Anyway, but no, he said he makes 20 to 30 million a year from Cash Money Masters. I wonder how much people that were on the Cash Money label make from their masters as well.
Well, if he making that much, nobody's probably he must own the masters.
And I was like, there's another button for that too. Like you just said, how much they making.
I want to know how much.
Cha-ching.
I want to know how much that they're making from this particular situation.
Whoever owned the masters getting the money.
Whoever.
And I doubt he got any co-owners.
Right.
No. Well, you know, I'm always curious as to
Uh-oh. I don't know. I don't like where this is going.
I want to know why. How did all these people get split out this money with him though?
Because they wanted to hurry up and sign that deal. And
It's not just him though. That's really, especially in that era, that's typical in the industry. It was a way. I mean, those deals just were written that way. You come into the table, you don't have no money, you don't have nothing. They putting all this money on your clothes, your images, paying for where you live, paying all these hundreds of thousands of dollars on getting videos done, flying you around the country, paying for your. So they go in debt. So as a way to get out of that, it's like, okay, I'll do this, but in return, I own this.
Right.
Ooh.
And also too, like I said, if they don't have those, good representation as far as like someone actually going over their contracts and everything. I mean, look at Anita Baker.
Anita Baker, R. Kelly went through that. It's like all the stuff, and he wrote and did all his stuff, and he didn't own nothing.
Right.
Let me tell you something about if I was with R. Kelly. Let me tell you just how much I would have bought My Baby Can Read. I would have bought so much stuff. I would have bought Hooked on Phonics.
You saying that's what his wife should have did?
Yeah.
A tutor.
That's why I don't respect Andrea Kelly, because she didn't try to help him at all.
She did not even.
No, she didn't even buy him Hooked on Phonics.
No.
She could have got him anything.
She could have read to him.
Yeah, she could have took him.
That's how you teach kids how to read. You read to them. You start reading.
Yeah, she should have read. She should have been like, "Gone and sound it out, babe. You doing real good." She didn't do no encouragement. She didn't do no encouragement. That's why he acted like that. But you know what? You ain't hear that from me. The MVP is coming. Kamala Harris is coming to Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Yes, she is.
I got some issues with Kamala right now, though.
Oh, yeah, we will address what she said because I have an issue with her as well. But Biden said it first. She works under him. I understand, sis, keep your job. But here's the thing. When you say America is not a racist country,
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
What are you really saying?
Okay.
Very racist.
Look, so all my friends, they always find the positive, look on the bright. It's all up for interpretation. I don't know what he meant.
You go ahead.
I don't know what he meant.
You go ahead and look on the bright side, Robin.
The way I would say it is, America isn't a racist country, but there are racist people that live in America.
No, I'm gonna go.
The country ain't racist.
The country is racist. Wait a minute.
No, but I'm saying for interpretation to say that there are people that are racist that live in America, but I ain't racist. We can't be racist.
We're not gonna
So
do
the
this.
whole America ain't racist.
We're not gonna do this. Let's talk about this, okay? Let's talk about this. We're not gonna do this because this happened in Britain, okay? On Good Morning Britain, y'all remember Piers Morgan went on Good Morning Britain and acted a total incomplete, you know what? But he had been doing it for a period of time, so I don't know when he had got just too racist for them because he was doing racist stuff like just from the beginning. Yeah, like it just I don't know
He
when
he crossed the line.
Wait, he
I don't
got
know when
fired.
it got
Did he
too
get
racist.
fired?
Huh?
Did he get fired?
No, he quit. That's what makes
He
it
quit.
worse.
I knew it was one of them. I knew he wasn't
No,
working.
he quit, and then they said they made a decision to fire him, but he quit.
Oh, maybe that's how they did it. They told him he either resign or we gonna fire you.
So he got up, walked off the set. You know, after they were having discussions, and this is about Meghan Markle, Princess Meghan Markle,
My cousin,
our good cousin, our half cousin, because you know she mixed. I don't know with the British guy, and but she from here, she from the U.S. and you know
her mama from 53206.
he had a few choice. Yeah. You know what I'm saying. Then you know, right? Because you know her mama used motions relaxer. You could tell by the way the texture if you've seen it on my hat at the wedding. I was watching the wedding.
Oh, she got locks.
Yeah, her mom has locks.
That's what I said. When she didn't have locks, she had used motions hair relaxer. Y'all be trying to correct me. Let me keep going.
Okay, go with it. Go on.
What I'm saying is she black. All right, she black. That's what I'm saying.
I can lovely black.
Right. Definitely. Just be me. She used it when she was little. So, no. What else you ready to say? But no. So
you said
Piers
Piers
Morgan
was
got up.
talking
But
about
y'all know the
Meghan.
story behind that. They used to date. She left him for the prince. I don't know why he's upset because anybody gonna leave you for the prince.
Hey,
I mean,
Meghan used to date who?
Piers Morgan.
And she went out with him once, and she didn't call him back because she called back the prince.
I mean, but look at Piers. Would you call him back?
wrong?
No, not at all.
Would you call Piers, even if he wasn't?
If I was dating,
even if he wasn't the prince, would you call Piers back?
Piers was the fool guy. Let's keep it real.
Yeah,
he was the fool guy.
He was somebody who was nice to go to a party with.
Mm-hmm.
She really wasn't trying to get down with you like that, Piers. Then he was hurt because she cute. Mm-hmm. Then what he did was he felt like, well, all her friends, ever since she just left him alone, he been hurt ever since. And then he been racist on his little show.
He used his platform to cut up.
He done use that platform to cut up, and so he ended up getting fired after he quit. Don't ask me how that worked. It happened in Britain. Apparently, that's how they do it. And all right.
Whatever paperwork they decided to file.
Right, they decided to fire him on the paperwork. On the paperwork, he was terminated. But I saw him on TV with my own 2 eyes get up and walk off the set. Now I don't know.
He walked out, but that's not official.
That ain't official. They said, "Oh, we gonna."
When he left, they said, "You fired."
Yeah, don't come back here. When he said, "I quit," they said, "No, you're fired." No, you don't quit. You're fired.
You're fired.
So then what occurred now is you have the same thing because the question of Great Britain was, is Great Britain racist? And is the Queen or the monarchy or whatever you want to call that, is it racist? And for the life of me, I was thinking to myself, we are talking about a royal family that has colonized Africa, and we're questioning whether or not they're racist. Here's the thing. They called African people savages, and we're questioning whether or not this same queen, sis, was around when they had Africa colonized. Am I the only one that knows this?
No, that's the point that I'm making. You see how you just made that distinction? You said Great Britain, and then you went to the royal family. I'm saying not the United States, but there are families in the United States that are like the Queen. But that doesn't mean that that Great Britain is racist. But is the royal family racist? Most of them probably is.
Listen, Great Britain will always be racist.
But I think the Queen like Meghan though.
And the Queen, let me say something to you about the Queen. Sis is unbothered. Okay, she's the Queen.
90 1,000. We don't know how.
She don't care.
Right, she in her.
She like, I'm 90.
She done been the Queen for like 70 years.
She's like, I've been the Queen. I ain't gonna stop being the queen until I
I'm gonna
decide
queen
to stop
for
being the
2
queen
lifetimes.
or die.
A
Until
long
she
time.
decides to stop being the queen or die. And I guarantee you her dying gonna happen first. Hey,
Oh,
Jamila.
they said that they're starting. I think since her little boo died, she and her feelings. They said they starting to transition
They starting to transition. Let me explain something to you.
for Charles because she don't want to be travel. She don't want to travel. No, her husband ain't here. She don't want to do none of the stuff they was doing. She's scared to get COVID, so she's staying over in the little path. She don't want to be around.
Well, she can't stay in the house. She ain't got but 2 years left.
You know what?
No, they said her mama lived to 100 and something. They just pointed that out. So they was like, don't think she gonna be.
Right.
She got it in her genes to live a little bit longer.
Her mama lived to be how old?
Over 100 and something.
I mean, when you with the royal, but yeah, is you gonna be happy? Did y'all see the pictures of Charles before he passed away?
Charles been dead. He been dead about 10, 15 years.
Philip.
Charles is who's gonna be coming.
No, Philip.
Yeah.
Philip.
Prince Philip.
Prince Philip been dead about a good 10, 15 years.
Yeah, he been dead a while.
Yeah, that was the weekend at Bernie.
He didn't even know where he was at.
They was propping him up and moving him around.
He was on his way to the hospital. He looked lost as ever. He didn't know where he was going.
Who he been dead?
Been gone. Oh, Prince Philip. What's his name?
It was Prince Philip.
Oh, Prince Philip.
The queen feelings hurt. She lost her boyfriend.
Child, they've been together for 70 years. God promised. God know they've been together for at least 80 years. How long they been together?
Longer. Yeah, they were kids. She was a teen. I mean, I forgot what they said. She was a teenager though.
Yeah, I watched The Crown, and she said it's true, but it's dramatic. She said it's not as much drama as they try to make it. But I feel like all of.
Oh no, I'm a royal family fanatic. Like I be watching the documentaries. Yeah. Like I know who next in line for the queen and the king and who
and the crown and all of that. I just want to find a black royal family to follow like this. I wanna throw as much. I want to have.
They need to get on Instagram so we can follow them.
So we can follow them and be like, oh my God.
Because the royals got an IG page. And they be like, today is cousin so-and-so's birthday.
I'll be over here like, look, and they married their cousins. The queen and her husband was cousins.
Right. Because they got
like third or fourth. But because they got to keep that bloodline.
Yeah.
Yep. They kissing cousins.
It's intentional.
Family.
Baby, kissing cousins, just is.
It ain't just the royals. They do that. They down south.
Really? Yeah. You know what's? Speaking of family succession, I gotta find another way to segue. I keep saying speaking of. I'm gonna say something else. Say something, Robert, and I'm gonna segue differently.
So how was your day today, Mike?
It was awesome. Speaking of days.
I just played. I tried.
No.
Speaking of.
So if I knew what he was about to say, I could, go with it, but I don't know how to go.
No, okay. So Tiffany Haddish just took a big step in her goal and quest to adopt a child. Isn't that wonderful?
That is.
Yeah.
Is she can't have children, or she just choose to adopt?
I believe she's choosing to adopt. But Tiffany Haddish she a little on the older side. But Janet had a baby.
I'm having me one at 52, just like Janet.
You gonna have you a baby at 52?
The second
at 50, she was 50.
Ain't nobody walking you in the club, okay?
Let me explain.
If I meet, let me wait.
The second
baby.
Janet's second baby.
Yeah.
I forgot the.
Yeah.
That's some other tea.
I forgot the disclaimer.
Oh, yeah, the second baby.
If I meet a husband, they give me the agreement that Janet husband had gave her, then I'll do that.
Ooh.
She had to just stay married to him however long, and then she get $1 billion or whatever he told her.
I collect that check.
I give you the baby and then.
Hey, that's what 50 Cent said.
Yes, exactly. That's what you feel me.
I would not.
So if y'all see me pregnant, know I'm rich. If y'all see me pregnant, just know I'm rich.
I'm rich. This me. That's my friend. Let me in. Let me in. We know each other.
Right.
Y'all, it's something's cool. Somebody else broke up. Melinda and Bill broke up. Everybody just breaking up. Tiny.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I need this. What you just put up here. She said she would not want to be Tiffany child.
Tiffany not funny child.
Mhm.
She don't think Tiffany's funny. Let me explain something to you all.
Here we go.
I watch Tiffany Haddish and I love her energy. That's all I'm gonna say. She kind of breaks down.
Speaking of energy.
Right. Speaking of what's not funny. I can always say it. Speaking of, I can always just throw that out there. Speaking of what's not funny, Shekinah Joe and Tiny have broken up. They're no longer friends.
I'm so sick of Shekinah.
You sick of Shekinah Joe?
Okay, so let me look. I'm gonna let y'all in on something about me. I don't watch any reality TV, like none of those shows. I don't watch none of the Housewives, basketball. I don't know none of that stuff.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what I feel is my guilty pleasure. My reality TV is them Instagram lives and them big O's. So I be on there for hours listening to Shekinah foolishness. All that stuff. I be
First of all, I didn't even know. Let me explain.
She probably live right now.
Let's talk about Bigo. Okay. Let's talk about Bigo. I tried Bigo one time. First of all, it wasn't fun because nobody I knew was on Bigo. So all these people were just people that you didn't know.
Oh, I went on there. Who was it? Kiki Wyatt be on there.
I don't want to listen to Kiki Wyatt talk.
I'm just saying, I'll be Kiki Wyatt,
Kiki
Wanda
crazy.
Braxton's.
Tamar.
Oh, it
It was
wasn't Tamar.
Tamar.
It was the other Wanda.
I seen Tamar in a room with Jason Leo, funny looking self.
But see, okay, to my
He
point
gets on my
on the
nerves. He
Instagram.
cannot take any conversation.
So all my
with
little messy friends I follow on Instagram, they be on Bigo. That's how
I want to
know.
go. I want to go off Robin. We just gonna have to go and make Bigo.
Tommy the Gossip, Shamar.
Shamar be on Bigo.
Yes.
I don't want.
Andrew Caldwell.
Andrew be on Bigo. Now that
Andrew,
I watch.
listen. Andrew be on Bigo. Andrew be on Bigo. Andrew be all out gay on Bigo. Like he be trying to look on Bigo. He must feel comfortable. Like that's a different audience.
The gay. That's why I thought he knows straight people was on Bigo.
He swear on. You know we know on Bigo. He always in a room full of gays. And honey, Andrew be a whole little girl. I said he leave all that church stuff on Facebook and Instagram.
Listen, let me explain something to you. First Lady Caldwell.
First Lady.
First Lady.
I am always here for First Lady Caldwell.
Yes.
Listen, when he got on.
So did you know he went in on Shekinah? So you talking about Tiny and Shekinah not being friends?
Yeah.
So he went in on Shekinah for talking about Tiny. He said, I don't even know Tiny, but you don't put her name in your mouth.
Shut up, Andrew. Sister Caldwell.
Sister Caldwell was all in that mix yesterday.
Shut up, ma'am. Where's your fur? Anyway.
And his Bentley.
In your Bentley.
So here's your segue on to other news.
But let's continue on this Shekinah and let's continue on this. Shekinah Joe and Tiny are no longer friends, and the reason being, Shekinah said she was kicked off of the show, T.I. and Tiny Family Hustle. Y'all know that show. She was kicked off of that show because she said she was rumored to be going around town. I always love when people say going around town because it reminds me of Maury when they say you've been sleeping around town. I love it. She was going around town saying to people that she was making the show. She said she was kicked off of the show because rumors were believed, and I believe Tiny and or T.I., whoever, the decision was made for her no longer to be a cast member on the show. If you notice, she then went from T.I. and Tiny's Family Hustle to Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, the transition. But this apparently is the backstory. They are no longer friends. They have not been friends. And to my surprise, they were not friends prior to her defending the T.I. sex scandal. So what she said was that she was actually just being a nice person when she brought this up. My question to you is, do you believe that Shekinah Joe made the show? And if you do you think they were wrong for putting her off the show, even if she didn't, and it was just a rumor?
No, Shekinah ain't made nothing.
I'm gonna be honest. Shekinah entertained me when Tiny was on the screen. When Tiny was on the screen by herself.
She do hair, right? What she do hair?
Yeah. Yep. Tiny was born as ever by herself.
No, Tiny doesn't have a personality, really.
No, she did need Shekinah for her singing.
But is that confirmed, or this is what Shekinah said happened? She said they didn't pay her too, didn't she?
She said that she was paid. Now I don't know if she's stupid or she lying. Now listen, I'm gonna tell you what she said. She said after she had done the hair, she worked off of tips. $20
yes, I saw that.
$20 heads for tips. I said, sis, it's people that do hair in their kitchen get paid more than $20 a head.
Honey,
now,
little kids, 13-year-olds getting paid more than that. Look, what I tell you, she live right now.
No, 50 like me, 50 like me, 50 like Mike. Yes, right, 50 like me. Did you watch I'm gonna talk about that too. Did you watch my little story time for Friday? Apparently it was controversial. But anyway.
Oh, it's a controversial evening. I feel like we all got controversial.
Apparently it was controversial. I like saying it like that. Apparently it was controversial. Anyway, no. So no.
You mean from about the
yes.
Show?
The host went live.
I missed it.
Yes, let me finish this.
Let's finish Shekinah.
She got $50 a head, right? I got sidetracked. Yeah. She got $50 a head. Lily sidetracked me. $50 a head for each of the OMG girls' head. She used to do everyone's hair, even Tiny's hair. She worked strictly off of tips because she was not licensed. They had to pay her under the table. She wasn't licensed while working for BET. So from there, her friend helped her pay for her license. She went and got her cosmetology license, and from there, she's been paid what she needs to be paid.
That's not giving what it needs to give. You mean to tell me, like, how did... I'm so confused.
I'm trying to shorten her story because she had like a series.
She didn't have no license? So that's her reason for saying she was only getting tips?
She didn't have no license.
It wasn't tipping her like in the hundreds?
No. This is Atlanta we talking about. You know, Atlanta celebrities cheat.
So she was doing her apprenticeship, is what you were saying?
Well,
that's what kind of
she had finished. This isn't recent. She said when her and Tiny, when she was doing Tiny's hair, she was still in school. She graduated, but she had not yet taken her licensing
to get the exam.
The licensing exam, which is no longer required in the state of Wisconsin. I heard. Is that true?
No,
I don't think that's true.
I think for braiding,
you don't need no license for braiding, but if you're doing chemicals and cutting and stuff like that, you gotta have a license.
You need to have your license. So we're looking at this, right? Do we believe Shekinah really made only $50 a head?
If she did, I agree with what your comment earlier that she got. I mean, she gotta be slow or something.
Dumb smoking dope or dog food.
Or maybe, was it because she was on TV? She thought that was cool. That was to balance out because she was gonna get known, make a name for herself or something.
I'm not sure. What I will say is, and I believe that's it. But people have to also understand that you cannot allow your gift to be prostituted. And there's one thing for you to show up and attempt to humble yourself. There's a whole nother thing for a person to just be completely taking advantage of you.
But also don't accept that and then turn around and talk about it because you agreed to it. So now since you're not there, don't come back and say they only did this because you were there and you accepted it.
I don't believe that was her energy. Was more so saying that I built my brand, and when you all are saying that T.I. and Tiny did this and Tiny did this and Tiny did that, I just want you to know this is what I received for being a part of these projects that y'all are saying is such a big part of my
no,
career.
but she had just made a statement yesterday. This wasn't about that. She was talking yesterday about the I can't say case because they're not going to court, but the T.I. and Tiny entanglement situation.
Ooh, what'd she say?
I didn't hear her live, but apparently she was saying I came in on Mother Caldwell's live. Mother Caldwell was going in on Shekinah for talking about Tiny. So I don't know exactly what she said. But she was making it like she was speaking on Tiny's behalf, like Tiny asked her to make this statement. So Tiny came back today and said, look, I didn't want to speak on this, but she lying. I didn't tell her to say nothing. And this ain't got nothing to do with her. So yesterday she decided to bring up, so I don't know if she was saying something negative, if she was saying what she, but it was related to the sex scandal thing. But she was like, she was being Tiny's spokesperson.
Are going at it, and I want them to figure it out.
Honey, yeah, they need to.
Bride of Chucky and Miss Piggy. Yeah.
I need a button. What button can I?
Shekinah the Bride of Chucky. Because I know who Miss Piggy is.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
what that one was.
Miss Piggy. Use your imagination.
I know who Miss Piggy is.
Bride of Chucky. You don't know who that is?
Oh my goodness.
Shekinah, she be on her live like this. She don't never show her face. She just be talking.
I'd be like, did you brush your teeth before you got on this live while you still in your bed?
Then it gets about midnight and she done had a couple cocktails, she gonna be crying.
But
I my best friend. I love everybody.
She just going through a lot. We're gonna let her. She needs to get
Newports
off people's cameras. She go from a Newport to a blunt to a Newport to a blunt to a Newport to a blunt to a Newport to a blunt. And that voice sound like it too, because it sound like a tractor ran through it to a vocal cord. She's like, I just did it up. Got it.
She always hollering.
I'm like, shut up.
I feel like a black mile somewhere between that too.
Yeah.
Well, she always hollering.
I can't take her. That's all I have for today. Robin, thank you. I want to take this time to announce that Robin will be our permanent co-anchor here on Front Row with Michael J. Curtis. She will be in studio next week.
Come up in the studio, you know.
Yes, I'd like to take the time for you to actually see Coach Serita, who's a permanent part of our cast here at Front Row
I'm gonna be here
with Michael J. Curtis.
Said I'm gonna be here.
Coach Sheila back there. My mama. Hello. Wave there. She is a permanent part of the cast. You do not see D-Rock, who's also a permanent part of our cast here at Front Row with Michael J. Curtis. D-Rock is probably somewhere taking a nap. I'm not even gonna give him nothing important. I'm not even gonna. She gonna learn it. He's probably taking a nap, but that's okay. He'll be here next week as well. Thank you for tuning in. We love you. We think you're amazing. We will be back next week to discuss all the rest of the new things here on Front Row with Michael J. Curtis. But also make sure you all tune in on Friday, where we sit down at kitchen table talk and I tell you my business is and I have guests who tell you some of their own. You want to make sure that you're here for all of that, because I'm gonna make sure I tell y'all something juicy. I got a juicy story for y'all. Robin, you got to come up with one too. So we're gonna make sure.
I have to make sure I don't offend anyone.
You're not gonna fit. I don't care.
I gotta think it through.
I don't care. My truth is my truth.
Exactly. Speak your truth.
My truth is my truth.
Exactly. It's my truth.
It's my truth, which is why when I told the story from This Is It, I wanted to make it clear that it was very lighthearted and it was supposed to be teachable, not only for talent, to make sure that no matter, you know what I'm saying, how much you may want to be a part of something, that you have to make sure you're getting what you're worth, so that when you show up in these spaces, that they're not asking you for more than you're willing to give.
Is that live still up that I can go refer to it or no?
Oh, the lie that I'm talking about me talking?
Yeah, the one, the response.
Yep.
And I agree too.
That one.
You have to have teachable moments. I mean, that's the reason.
Oh, from the host or from me?
Too.
Yes.
It's
you have it's a teachable moment, and then also for that establishment to learn that's not how you treat a guest. That's not how you treat someone who's coming into your establishment and gracing you with their presence. And I mean it just the way I said it. So.
No, I'm 100% agree with you.
Yes.
And there's also a way to come and talk to someone
absolutely
respectfully and pull the person to the side or whatever and have that conversation and then move along. You don't have to
like I said that night, it's a time and a place to do it. And I don't feel like in that moment that they should have been making it a back and forth thing. Let it be what it is, and then we can discuss this later. So next time we figure it out.
But instead there was a live created. But you know what? To this day, I have not received an apology. I received 1,000 rebuttals. None of them negating what I said. None of them negating what, you know what I'm saying? None of them saying what you said was untrue. Because it wasn't. But not one person saying, you know what, we're sorry we made you feel that way. My bad that you left feeling that way. And that's not at all how we would have wanted you to come in. And that's not something that we want to have as a bad taste in your mouth. That still hasn't happened. So,
it's too late now.
It's very much so too late because I already spilled the beans. I spilled the beans once it wasn't handled correctly. So I didn't care. But my thing was, you should have knew I was going to spill the beans on Michael J. Curtis. Okay, hello. Okay, hello. Yeah.
Front row.
Hello, front. We're going to bring you front row. Front row here. Robin, love you. Serita, love you. Mama, love you.
I love you.
We are. Love y'all. We out.
What's everyone saying about Front Row with Michael J. Curtis?
It's super funny. I love it. It's the only podcast I listen to.
Listen, my whole family loves it, man.
At itsacourtesy.com.